What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. Now with this video, we are jumping into the conclusion of Superman and the Authority with issue number 4. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with this line, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything happening in this line. Now, the writer Grant Morrison, he let us know that this is going to have ramifications in both Action Comics and Superman, Son of Kal-El. And that's because Superman is leaving. He is leaving to go fight on Warworld. And Superman, not having the Justice League by his side, he has formed the Authority. He has brought this team together to be able to fight whatever stands in their way. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this last and final issue, we're picking up at Fort Superman, with Superman currently tied up by Ultra-Humanite, using the body of Solomon Grundy. And he has brought Superman to the bottled city of Kandor. And he has done this because they have the technology, the abilities to be able to cut Superman's brain out and replace it with his own. Ultra-Humanite telling Superman that his time has passed, that it is time for the next step in evolution. It is time for the strongest to be able to finally take over. And with Superman taken out of the equation, with Ultra-Humanite taking over Superman, he believes that all of his dreams are going to come true. That he will finally be able to take this planet and take them to their next step. And in doing so, it will render the man of tomorrow completely obsolete. And as Ultra-Humanite gets ready to open up the brain of Superman, he was faking it the entire time, with him not actually being knocked out. He grabs his arm and he punches Ultra-Humanite with one heck of a Superman punch. Because while Superman's abilities, they may be weakened, they may be down, Superman is still packing one heck of a freaking punch. And with Ultra-Humanite getting up and going and delivering a punch back to Superman, he thinks he has the upper hand because he's in the body of Solomon Grundy. So he's not feeling any of the pain, but Superman definitely is. But what Ultra-Humanite did not know is this was all a trap. This was all set up because Superman knew he was going to have some backup. And that backup comes in the form of Lois Lane, and her wielding a giant laser gun. She shoots it directly at Ultra-Humanite, and this beam is made of pure white kryptonite. And we see Ultra-Humanite, he drops down to the ground, completely immobilized. Superman walks over to him, grabs him by the head, and completely decapitates him. Now, it may seem a little barbaric, but Superman, he's not worried. Solomon Grundy will grow back, but Superman needs to pull this brain out. And that's because he wants to put it under a micro scanner. And as he begins to analyze all of the data, he recognizes that this technology, it's far superior to anything Ultra-Humanite could actually get his hands on. And so it makes Superman question, where did this tech come from? Who does it belong to? And who is Ultra-Humanite working with? And he quickly learns exactly who this is, recognizing that there is a marker, a brand mark, inside a kind of product coding inside the brain of Ultra-Humanite. A product code that can belong to only one individual, and putting a teleband on his head. This is where we see him connect to a network, and he is able to talk to the one behind everything. That individual being Brainiac. And Brainiac is letting Superman know, first off, congratulations, you figured it out that it was me, that I am the one behind all of this, and I am doing this because you have failed to preserve Earth. Brainiac's main objective being to preserve and catalog. The only issue is, if humanity is continued left unchecked, then they are going to be the architects of their own destruction. They are going to destroy the very world that they live on, and there will be nothing to preserve afterwards. And so he is telling Superman, because of your failures to stop humanity from destroying their planet, I have come to finally take it over. Because Brainiac's his main objective is to save Earth. Not by the means that Superman wants them, but to bottle up the whole planet and be able to preserve it and protect it. And Superman has always just been in his way. The inevitable endgame is finally upon us. And while he is talking to Brainiac, we learn that Ultra-Humanite, he has returned, being able to replicate and put as many brains into as many bodies as he wants. With the help of Brainiac, Ultra-Humanite more or less has become immortal. Now, down on the surface, this is where we have Superman's The Authority kicking some freaking butt, with Midnighter and Steel working in Dubai at the G7 summit, and they find themselves going against the army of robots that is belonging to Brainiac. Not only that, they have enlisted some help of some other individuals, one of them being Iron Cross, the indestructible white supremacist. Now, this Nazi-loving racist, he comes across Black, and he quickly learns that he is absolutely no match for Black in any way, shape, or form. With Black multiplying himself, surrounding him in a whole big circle, we see Steel get her opportunity, and she comes down with her hammer like freaking Thor. With her hammer coming down on Iron Cross, he is knocked to the ground. Midnighter taking this opportunity to give him some boots right in his teeth. And this completely decapitates Iron Cross. But it appears that it does not kill him because his head is still talking as he flies through the air. And this is where we see Steel get attacked. Coming out of absolutely nowhere, this is where we see Civ, the femto-engineered alien activist. And going after Midnighter is our French super spy, Fleur de Lis. And what this is the ultimate chess match. It is Superman versus Brainiac, neither of them using brute force, but instead creating a team to go against one another. Now, of course, this wasn't Superman's objective. He created this team to go against Warworld. But this is a great opportunity for them to test how capable they truly are. And one of the last individuals that Brainiac has brought on board is Coldcast. With Coldcast coming up behind Black and putting his hands on his head, he is completely freezing Black out. Now Black, he's trying to reach to him. He's trying to get to him and figure out why, first of all, Coldcast is even working with an individual like Iron Cross. Like, you're literally working with a freaking Nazi. A white supremacist Nazi at that. Though I don't know if there was technically any non-white supremacist Nazis. And while Black is trying to reach him in some way, shape, or form, in West Hollywood, we have OMAC going against Apollo. Now, Apollo is not even trying to fight, not even a little bit, because Apollo had come to help both her and Leah Nelson. OMAC believing that Apollo is the one that did something with her that had her disappear, but that's not the case, because we know it is Eclipso, and Apollo tells Mac, like, listen, you need to listen to me right now. I'm not here to hurt you. I am here to find Nelson, and I'm here to protect her. Because right now, Eclipso is after her. He has her, and we have to get to her before it is too late. And picking up on the horizon, this is where we see Leah and Eclipso. Eclipso doing his introduction, saying that he's kind of a bipolar individual. By day, he's a super nice academic dude named Bruce. But by nighttime, he becomes your worst nightmare. He becomes the darkness. He becomes that monster under your bed. A Jacqueline Hyde, he is Eclipso. And anytime he sees that beacon of light, he is compelled to go and try to damper it out, to try to smother out that light. And that's exactly what he wants to do with Leah. And as Eclipso is convincing her to take her gun and put it to her head, we see a blinding light come out of it, only for her to wake up in some flowers. Wake up in a beautiful green landscape. And that's because at the last minute, we saw Enchantress make her entrance. With the help of Apollo, they are going to ensure that Eclipso has no darkness to hide in. With Apollo's solar powers negating Eclipso's darkness, Superman tells Brainiac that he needs to make his next move. Now, Brainiac, he's been under the assumption, because he got the help of Ultra-Humanite to hire these individuals to help them defeat Superman's The Authority. But really, they're more of a control group to measure his abilities, measure his capabilities, and to see where he is standing. But we're seeing that this team is much more than they bargained for, with Midnighter taking down our French spy, with the rest of the Authority taking everybody else out, with Coldcast being the last individual standing. He stands there holding the brain of one of the Ultra-Humanites. This battle is won and over. Now, Superman lets Ultra-Humanite and Brainiac both know that he doesn't care what they do next, with them saying that this head is about to explode because every brain is implanted with a bomb. Superman just tells them stop. Like, stop right there, because honestly, I just don't care. I don't care about your master plan. I don't care what your overall goal is. Because the truth of the matter is, unless you're going to follow me all the way around the universe, going to the worst places in the galaxy, then none of this matters. Telling them that someone else can go ruin your master plans, and maybe it's even possible that you can find a way to work together with this new generation that is coming up. And we see him teleport out of the room as it detonates. And this leaves Brainiac completely confused, not understanding this tactic, not understanding that Superman just doesn't want to play this game anymore. He took his pieces off of the board and said, I'm no longer playing this game. That it doesn't matter what you throw at Earth, we are always going to find a way to combat it, even if it's not me doing it. Now, of course, this is essentially leaving the job to Jonathan, saying that Jonathan is going to have to take over and he is going to have to defeat Brainiac on his own. Telling Lois Lane this, they both know what is going to come. Superman has to leave for Warworlds, and Jonathan has to step up as Superman to take on Brainiac, to take on all of the individuals that are going to try to take down Earth. All of the individuals that are going to try to take it over with the absence of the last Krypton. But then we pick back up at Fort Superman, with Superman and the entirety of the Authority. And he finally comes clean with the last of the plans, letting them know that that last run, that was their test run to see if they have what it takes. To see if they have what it takes to be able to take on some of the fiercest, some of the strongest individuals out in the universe. He told them that he had plans to change the world. He never specified on which world that was, saying that planet Earth, while it has tons of problems, it has plenty of heroes that are here to save it. But we can go to other worlds and make a true difference. And he tells all of them that their next step is going to be taking on some more individuals, a group to test and see if they are truly ready to go to the tyrannical world of Warworlds, to free all of the slaves. And he tells them that they are not leaving, they are not returning to Earth until every single slave has been freed. And with that, Superman and the Authority, they begin their adventures. Now, this is where we pick up a little bit later. Picking up a little bit later, we have Superman and Black having a conversation, with Manchester Black being the more or less assistant coach to the team. He explains that their primary mission is to protect Leah Nelson, aka Lightray. That while they have ambitions to go to Warworld and save all of these people, their main priority is Lightray, to keep her protected. To do this at all costs. And this is where Superman shows him something that he hasn't shown anybody else yet. And what we see is the final barrier. And Superman came into possession of a fragment that we know as the Wall, an artifact belonging to the new gods. And he goes on to tell him that in a time of cosmic upheaval, the so-called Unifriend, a mysterious hand of fire, is said to spell out communications directly from the source of creation. And for the last 11 days, it's been seen writing the same thing over and over and over. And what it has been spelling out is Lightray is. And that will be the end of this series. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This has been one heck of a freaking run. Only 4 issues, but it definitely got the point across. It showed us our team, it showed us what Superman is going to be working with as he heads off to Warworld. Now, there are definitely some inconsistencies between this Action Comics and Superman Son of Kal-El. Like, these writers needed to get together and figure out the proper timeline, because Grant Morrison had made Superman much more depowered and looking much more older than in Action Comics or Superman Son of Kal-El. Not only that, but we get the idea that this is picking up sometime in the future, when the reality is this is all transpiring during current day. Seeing small moments of crossover. And so, like I said, there's definitely inconsistencies. The timeline doesn't necessarily make sense for how they're showing Superman depowering. Because the entirety of Superman in the Authority, we're seeing him have to use gadgets, to use tricks, to use people to his advantage. But when it comes to Action Comics and Superman Son of Kal-El, we're not seeing that at all. We're seeing that he can still fly, he can still throw a punch, he can still take on pretty much anything. And even up to the moment he leaves, do we see this? Now, outside of the inconsistencies, I really did enjoy this. I like the idea, it's done before. It's been done before, is Superman being depowered. But in this situation, it's a little bit different, because while he is being depowered, he's also taking off. He's built up a team, and he's still going to try to fight some of the greatest threats in the universe. With Jonathan now being old enough to take over the mantle, we're seeing Superman doesn't have to keep his responsibilities to one planet anymore. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Be sure to hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.